So this is the rear light of the Daimler. The silver here is actually, originally it was some kind of zinc alloy, chrome plated, but this is actually stainless steel. It's solid stainless steel, which I got some years ago now from Yorkshire. David Beals in Yorkshire. Anyway, on this car, there's a sort of uneven gap between the steel and the body shell. I'm sure there must have been a gasket here originally, some kind of rubber gasket, I would guess. But so it's long gone on my car. But I'm thinking I will try and fill this gap and make some kind of gasket for it. I have a sheet of this closed cell foam. It's actually self-adhesive, or is it supposed to be? No, I think it's kind of gone off a bit, but I wasn't expecting it to be sticky. I think this is 4mm. Let's just check. That's actually probably 5mm, maybe. It's only more like 5 when it's uncompressed. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to give this a go, see whether I can make some kind of gasket out of it, and whether what it looks like. Okay, so this reflector was just held in with some hot melt glue, which I must have done in the past. This doesn't look like the original reflector, but yeah, the hot melt was obviously in there. Doesn't look too bad from this side, but so it's definitely not the original. In fact, it looks like a larger one that's been cut in two. It's got a hole at this end, half cut through, and then a border around this edge, but no border here. So it's obviously been cut in half, I guess, and probably used on both sides of the car. So I wonder if I can get another one of those, one that's a better fit, because that's definitely not right. Yeah, holding this against the car, it's actually smaller than the actual body shell. There's distinct, well, it's going to be a millimetre gap between this surface here on the body shell and this on the actual trim. And the same on the other side, it looks like 2mm on that side. So yeah, so it's only slightly bigger. So I guess if the foam were to be tapered slightly, it could kind of bridge the gap between the two. I'm sure whatever reflector they use on this car, so these ones, it must be a standard size. I mean the standard sort of Lucas reflector or something. I don't think Daimler would have had anything special made. They'll have taken an off the shelf part and used that. That's what they've done with the reflectors. Sorry, the lenses for the brake lights and the indicators. It's a standard Lucas part that appears on a number of British cars of that vintage. Okay, so that's a lump of this foam. Deliberately left it overlapping at the sides. Okay, so I'm just tacking this reflector in place. I'm not expecting it to hold it permanently, but just enough to stop it moving while I reassemble the light. Okay, so it's on there, roughly speaking. I wanted to do this again with another piece, but I'll treat this as an experiment for now. Yeah, I think it might work. If this stuff actually does seem to stick eventually. It's not immediately sticky, but if it's pressed on for any length of time, it does seem to stick. So if I do this again with a slightly bigger piece, what I'm thinking is I can then just trim around it with a very sharp craft knife, scalpel type arrangement, and with a bit of luck that might do it. Okay, so with the scalpel, it seems to be cutting pretty well. Just track around the glass fibre for now. Well, this is much easier than I was expecting it to be. That's pretty good. So that's pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. It's a relatively nice, neat line. So it's closed cell foam, so it shouldn't absorb water. So yeah, better than the gap that I had before. Okay, so in the second one now, just marked it out more sensibly. I used a silver Sharpie this time, so it actually shows up against the black, which is an improvement. But yeah, just cut out these holes for the lights. Okay, just to finish off, so this has worked quite well. I'm quite pleased with the result. So it looks better than it did before. A couple of learning points, I suppose. I would have used 4mm foam in hindsight, so I'd recommend 4 versus 5mm thick. The other thing I've learnt is that this short scalpel, although it's sharp, it's actually better to use a long Stanley knife type blade. Again, equally sharp, but you just get a longer stroke to sort of saw through the neoprene, get a nice smooth finish. But I say otherwise than that, apart from that, I would recommend this as a way of sealing the light trims to the body shell. Okay, thanks for watching.